Chapter 1. Globe, a model of Earth. Let's learn globe, parallels, features of parallels, meridians, features of meridians, grid, movements of the Earth, and solstices and equinoxes. Our Earth is a unique planet since it is the only planet which sustains life. It is home to millions of living organisms. There are several factors which have made life possible on Earth. We know that Earth is spherical in shape. To locate a place on the Earth, some points of reference are needed. Let us learn about it with the help of a globe.
Brain tickler. What is the length of the equator?
Globe. A globe is a model of Earth. It depicts the Earth and shows the land and water bodies on a small scale. The blue-colored parts are the water bodies and rest are land masses. The deep blue color represents the deep water bodies and light blue shows shallow waters. The large continuous masses of land are called continents. Most continents are surrounded by water on 3 or on all sides. There are 7 continents in all. They are Asia, Africa, North America, South America, Antarctica, Europe, and Australia.
Info Hive. Each degree of latitude is approximately 111 kilometers apart, that is 69 miles. The oceans of the world are all connected to each other. Although ocean water is saline, it supports a diverse range of life.
Plants and animals that live in the oceans together form the marine life.
There are 5 oceans on the earth: the Pacific, the Atlantic, the Indian, the Arctic, and the Southern or Antarctic Ocean.
The axis. There is an imaginary line called the axis of the Earth. It is drawn from the top of the Earth to the bottom through the center of the Earth. The axis is tilted at an angle of 23.5 degrees to the plane of the orbit. It is a fixed line. The Earth rotates on this line. Thus, the axis has 2 endpoints, which we call the North Pole at the top and the South Pole at the bottom. On a globe, we can see lines drawn horizontally and vertically. These are the imaginary lines to locate or study a particular place on the Earth.
Info Hive. Degrees of longitude and latitude are divided into minutes and seconds. Every degree has 60 minutes and every minute has 60 seconds.
Parallels. The set of circular lines running east to west on the surface of a globe are called parallels or lines of latitude. The latitudes run parallel to each other and are equidistant to each other.
These are measured in degrees.
The longest latitude that passes through the center of the Earth midway between the North Pole and the South Pole is called the equator. It is also called 0-degree latitude.
It divides the Earth into 2 equal halves called the hemispheres. The part of the Earth to the north of the equator is called the northern hemisphere, and the part to the south of the equator is called the southern hemisphere.
Features of parallels. There are 180 parallels in a globe, 90 in the northern hemisphere and 90 in the southern hemisphere. They are drawn at a gap of 1 degree with the equator at 0 degree. The North Pole is written as 90 degree N, that is northern hemisphere, and South Pole as 90 degree S, that is southern hemisphere.
Brain tickler. Why is it very hot near the equatorial region?
Other parallels are marked from 0 degree to 90 degree in each hemisphere. the parallels at the north and south poles are reduced to a point, unlike other parallels which are complete circles. Some important parallels. Tropic of Cancer at 23.5 degree north. Tropic of Capricorn at 23.5 degree south. Arctic Circle at 66.5 degree north. Antarctic Circle at 66.5 degree south.
Info Hive. Eratosthenes was the first to draw latitudes and longitudes on the world map.
Meridians. Vertical imaginary lines running from North Pole to South Pole are called the meridians or lines of longitude. There are 360 meridians and all are of the same length.
0 degree longitude, that is meridian, is called Greenwich or prime meridian, as it passes through the Royal Observatory at Greenwich near London in the UK. Info Hive. The international date line 180 degree east or 180 degree west is not a straight line, as it has to avoid the islands coming in its way.
The prime meridian divides the earth into two halves, the eastern hemisphere and the western hemisphere. The meridians are drawn at a gap of 1 degree. Features of meridians. The meridians are semicircles. The distance between any two meridians increases towards the equator. This distance decreases towards the north and south pole. The prime meridian is at the 0 degree longitude. The eastern hemisphere has 180 meridians and the western hemisphere has 180 meridians. 180 degree east and 180 degree west is the same line and is called the international date line. The meridians cut the parallels at right angles, that is 90 degree.
Grid. The latitudes and longitudes intersect each other at right angles, forming a network of lines or a grid.
These imaginary lines are drawn so that we can locate a place easily with the help of the lines of latitude and longitude passing through it.
This is the principle on which the Global Positioning System, that is GPS, and satellites work.
Let's take the example of Mumbai. As we know, Mumbai is at approximately 19 degree north latitude and 73 degree east longitude.
So, the point where these two lines intersect is the location of Mumbai. So, movements of the earth. The earth moves from west to east. The two main movements of the earth are rotation and revolution.
Brain tickler. What causes difference in the time in different parts of the world? Info Hive. AM stands for anti-meridium, that is before noon, while PM stands for post-meridium, that is afternoon. Info Hive. 21st June is the longest day and 22nd or 21st December is the shortest day of the year. Info Hive. North and South poles have a 6 months duration of day and a 6-month duration of night.
Rotation is the movement of the earth about its axis, which is tilted at an angle of 23.5 degrees to the plane of the orbit. The rotation of the earth on its axis causes the occurrence of day and night. It takes the earth 24 hours to complete one rotation. The movement of earth is from west to east. Therefore, the part facing the sun has daytime while the other side experiences night. Revolution is the movement of the earth around the sun along a fixed path called the orbit. It takes the earth about 365 days and 6 hours to complete one revolution. The 6 hours are added to the month of February every 4th year. This year is known as the leap year. This movement causes 4 main seasons on the earth: summer, winter, spring, and autumn. Solstices and equinoxes. Summer solstice.
On June 20th or June 21st, when the North Pole is tilted towards the Sun and the Sun shines directly over the Tropic of Cancer, all places in the Northern Hemisphere experience summer. At this time, the Southern Hemisphere experiences the winter season.
Winter solstice. On the 21st December or 22nd December, when the South Pole is tilted towards the Sun and the Sun shines directly on the Tropic of Capricorn, the Southern Hemisphere experiences summer while the Northern Hemisphere experiences winter. Equinoxes. On the 20th or 21st of March, the spring equinox, and 22nd or 23rd of September, the autumn equinox, the rays of the sun fall directly on the equator. At this time, all places on the earth have equal days and equal nights, and it is known as the equinoxes. Recap. The earth rotates on its axis. Its two ends are the North Pole and the South Pole. Latitudes and longitudes are imaginary lines drawn on the globe. Latitudes are parallel lines running in east-west direction.
The equator, that is 0-degree latitude, is the longest circle and divides the earth into the northern and southern hemisphere.
90-degree north latitude at the North Pole and 90-degree south latitude at the South Pole are just points. Semicircles that join the North Pole to South Pole are called longitudes or meridians. 0-degree longitude or prime meridian is also called Greenwich meridian. It divides the earth into the eastern and western hemispheres. We can locate a place with the help of latitudes and longitudes on a globe or map. Two movements of the earth are rotation and revolution.
Life skills. Father, why are the areas near the poles always so cold?
Dear, at the poles the sun rays are slanting, due to which they are not so hot. But now, due to many human activities, the temperature is rising everywhere. It can be a serious problem.
Is that so? What can we do to prevent it?
We should preserve nature and minimize activities that harm our environment.
Our Earth is a beautiful planet. We should make efforts to keep it clean and a place worth living.
Values for life. Be consciously aware of each such activity of yours that causes pollution of any kind. The smallest consideration counts and adds up to conserving our environment and keeping our planet healthy and beautiful.